Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Thanksgiving Day here at RACZ Barbecue and Grill. So we're going to be doing a turkey out in the smoker. We're going to spatchcock it, we're going to inject it with a butter sauce, and we're going to put a nice poultry rub on top of it. It's raining here again, so we're going to be doing all the prep work in the house and then bring things out here to the smoker to get it done. My name is Rich, and this is RACZ Barbecue and Grill. So stick around and let's get cooking. Today we're going to be doing a smoked turkey. This is kind of a last minute video. We usually spend Thanksgiving at the family's homes every year. Unfortunately this year my daughter tested positive for COVID. So we're home today, ran up, grabbed a turkey, figured this is a good opportunity to shoot another video. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go through the steps with the turkey, but the first thing we need to do is get the injection sauce ready. Then we'll come back and inject the bird and go through the other steps that we're going to show you today. So let's go over to the stove and I'll show you guys how to make the injection sauce. I'll start with 1 cup of chicken broth, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and the juice of a whole lemon. Let this heat up. Once the butter melts, then the sauce will be done. We'll just set it to the side, let it cool off while we work on prepping the turkey. The sauce is done. We're gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes before we start injecting it in there. Next step is going to be spatchcocking the turkey. And I know that's a funny word. I didn't make it up, it's just what they call it. It simply means that we're gonna flip the bird over and we're gonna cut the spine out of it, which will allow us to crack the breast and have this whole thing lay flat. It allows for a lot more even cooking because the breast is down low instead of up high like it is now, even with the legs and the thighs and the wings and everything. It's just another technique of doing this. And you can do the same thing with chickens too. You're gonna need a nice sharp pair of kitchen shears to do this with. It'll make your life a lot easier. Some people are able to do it with a knife. I've never attempted that myself. Just get the kitchen shears, it's easier. This little pop-up thermometer, we're not gonna need that. We're gonna watch temperature with our probes that we have over here. We'll flip this thing over and get the spine cut out. So the spine is pretty easy to locate, right? Just right here in the center, runs all the way down. We'll take our cutting shears, feel for the edge of the spine and just cut all the way through. It's not too difficult with a turkey. Some of these bones are thicker than if it was a chicken, so you have to get in there with 2 hands to get through it. All the way through, so that's one side. Spin it around and work from the opposite direction just because I'm right-handed. Same thing, feel for the edge of the spine. Just start cutting up. Just like that. And you know, you can set this to the side and make some stock out of it. I just throw it away. Now we got the spine out, and you can see right here in the center where the breastplate is where we're gonna snap. Make it easy on yourself. Get a nice sharp knife and just get it started. Take a little slit right down in there. Spin this back around. Press down. Flip her over. Chiropractic action on it, and that is how you spatchcock a turkey. Okay, now that the injection sauce is cooled down, we can start injecting the bird. We're gonna go in multiple places through the breast. We're gonna hit the thighs a little bit. The important part is the breast. That's where it tends to be a little bit more drier. We wanna inject with the grain of the meat, so we're gonna be going this way. You also have to watch when you're injecting. You don't want it squirting back out at you. So just get it inside the turkey. And what I usually do is just put my hand over where I'm injecting at, slowly push, just about a teaspoon at each injection point. Probably about 6 per breast, I would say. Give a little bit more in my syringe. Get inside the thighs here. Okay, now that everything's injected, you just want to pat dry best you can. Get underneath the wings, around the entire bird. Get this skin as dry as we can. Next we're going to salt, and we're going to salt because I make my own poultry rub, and just like the pork rub that you've seen in previous videos, I don't include salt in this so I can control the amount of salt depending on the size of the chicken or the turkey or whatever else I may be using this on. So again, about ½ teaspoon per pound. We'll just sprinkle it all over the skin, inside the wings, outside the wings, as well as the legs and the thighs. A little more up top here. And now the poultry rub, and I'll put a link in the description below to my website where you can find the recipe for this. Otherwise, use whichever poultry rub you have on hand. A nice generous coating all over, on top, in between the wings. Okay, so then one more step before we actually take it outside and put it in the smoker. I'm going to get this into an aluminum foil pan, and we're going to let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour. Just let the salt get absorbed up into the skin, let things dry up a little bit more to really help in getting a crispy skin out of the bird. So I'm going to get it in the refrigerator, and I'll see you in about an hour. Turkey's been in the refrigerator for an hour now. We're ready to get it outside in the smoker. Two things I forgot to mention that I wanted to bring up. First of all, this is a 14-pound turkey if you're curious. Second thing is the injection sauce that I made. I did divide that because I didn't want to dip the injector into the sauce, into the turkey, and back into the sauce, contaminating it. So we have some reserved because we're going to baste this thing at one point in time during the cook. With that being said, we're going to get this out and put it onto the smoker. The pellet grill is preheated to 225 degrees. So we'll get the bird on. We're going to get the thermometer put in, the thickest part of the breast. We're going to let it run at 225 for about an hour, and then we'll crank the temperature up to 375 and let it ride all the way through. Okay, the bird's been in the smoker for an hour now at 225. We're going to give it a quick baste. Same sauce we used to inject it with. I'm just going to drizzle it on. We're not going to rub it on. I don't want to rub off all the seasoning that we put on there. Okay, we're going to turn the smoker up to 375 now. Let it run the rest of the way till we get to about 165 degrees, a little bit less. Carryover cooking will bring us up to the 165, but we'll let this run at 375 for now and pull it out later. Meter probes are telling me that it's time to pull this now. It's about 160. We're going to check it a couple spots first just to make sure. All right, we're good. So we're going to pull this thing out. Oh yeah, she's a beauty. Don't you think, honey? The wife's running the camera for me today since the daughter's sick. Okay, turkey has been resting for 30 minutes, so it is right at the temperature that we were looking for. It was about 167, but we checked it in 3 or 4 different places, so everything is done. We're ready to start slicing into this. Start with taking off the thighs and the legs. I'm not the best carver in the world here. This juice is running out of here like water. Get the wings off. And then for the breast, I'm just gonna start going down the center, feel that bone, start working my way down the side. We still have some meat on this carcass, but we'll pick that off later. And we'll get the breast sliced up. Look at all this juice on this board. This thing is just super, super moist. Turkey's all sliced up. I've got to try a slice of this before I feed the rest of the family. I mean, this stuff is so juicy. It is just oozing out. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a try. That is super tender, super juicy. That butter really helped keep the breast nice and moist. You can taste the seasoning from the poultry rub that I put on it. For a last minute turkey dinner that we weren't planning on doing today, this came out pretty spectacular. So I know by the time you guys are watching this, it's gonna be the day after, or maybe a couple days after Thanksgiving. So not too helpful for this year for you guys. But if you do a turkey on Christmas, maybe this will help you out a little bit. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch the videos. We appreciate all of you guys. I'll put the links to the recipe for the turkey as well as for the poultry rub in the description below. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you get notifications every time we upload new content. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next time.